this is a really good application where the customer has used some of the benefits from additive manufacturing. For example, they went from 15 different parts down to one. So of course they save a lot of cost reduction when it comes to assembly cost. But also it's very complex now when they put it as one piece. So of course it's impossible, for example, to do injection molding. But Henrik, do you have any example how we can use both AM technology and injection molding?
Yes, I do. I have a very perfect example from the customer SensorB in Linköping in Sweden that makes devices that measure air pollution. And this is a perfect example of the combination where we are utilizing the benefits from AM with a super complex lid in this case, and using a bottom part which is the platform for multiple devices of the lid. And this one is injection molding possible, and this one is only possible to produce with AM. Using the benefits from the different materials that we have in option in the Prototol group with the UV stability and combining it with a nice product in injection molding and getting the perfect assembly to fulfill the customer need.
What about lead time? How long will it take to produce, for example, 100 of these printed parts and 100 of the injection molding part?
In the beginning of the project, we have been also 3D printing the bottom part to reduce time to market for the customer, so he can get out the products in field and getting revenue from his customers. So in parallel, while investing in the injection molding tool for several 100,000 pieces, that has a lead time of 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks, we could still supply the customer with parts, so the time to market was fulfilled, and he could start selling the products and doing the bridge production with both parts produced with AM. The lead time standard-wise is a couple of days for the AM side, and when we have the tool sets, within a week or two, we should be able to provide the customer with parts and do deliveries of batches of thousands, if necessary.
Yeah, and the flexibility by using AM is also that if the customer wants to do changes, for example, add more holes or whatever it could be, it doesn't cost any extra. You just send us the new CAD file, and then we're using the new CAD file and print.
And that is the exact way that this customer SensorB is using it. We are using the same bottom part, but he has multiple variations of the lid, and that gives him the flexibility to meet different requests on different markets in different countries where air pollution is measured.
So what is the customer's thoughts about choosing technology when you look at the cost of the part or tools?
So in this case, in the lid, as it is designed, the only way of producing it is with AM. And if he would choose to separate this, and then it will be multiple parts with a lot of tooling and then a lot of assembly. So in this case, we help the customers to do a calculation that could reduce all the tooling costs and the assembly cost, and he could enhance the quality and the efficiency in the product by using AM and design for additive as his standard way. Of course, he's paying a little bit more per piece with AM, but with the combination of the efficiency gains and all the benefits and the shorter lead time and the time to market, he still chose to use AM as his way of producing the part. With the bottom part, which goes in higher volumes, since this will cover multiple different versions of the lid, the chosen one is to design this for injection molding, to have a tool investment, but then also have a lower cost per part. And the combination with the flexibility and the complexity with the simpler part and the lower cost gives him a benefits in his market.
Yeah, and that is something we see a lot right now, is that the customers, when they develop a new product, they develop two CAD files, different CAD files. One is adapted to injection molding, and the other one is adapted for AM. So whenever in the lifetime of the part, they can use either injection molding or AM.
Yeah, and especially a lot of customers should consider to use the AM part, especially in the ramp up and in the end of the life cycle of the product when it turns into a spare part.
Yeah.
Because the cost reduction, the sustainable factor of not having big stocks with injection molded parts where you can order on demand and you have a certified product already from the beginning of the parts life cycle, to choose that one when you go into spare parts will save a lot of cost for the customer.
So how about post-processing?
So if we look at the lid to start with, this has been printed with HP white, and then we have used the technology vapor smoothing to really seal the surface and make it easy to clean. No dust will stay on it, and gives all the perfect benefits on that product. So it's
air and watertight as well.
Air and watertight, and the material chosen for this product is UV stable as well. So that's also one of the main reasons for the customer to choose that product. And he doesn't want to paint it or dye it with other things. He just needed it vapor smooth, clean, and he loves the bright color due to that will melt into most of the city environments.
Yeah, because this is sitting outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not so very hard to find an injection molding granulate that matches this color, and we can do that with master batches and still keep the same material properties in terms of UV stability and nice surfaces.
Yeah.
So looking at this part that has been injection molded compared to the 3D printed with the vapor smoothing, there is slightly for your eye to see the difference. So it's very small differences, and it melts in a city environment, and no one can tell that that one is printed and this one is injection molded.
Yeah. Repeatability, is that easy to do right now when you have vapor smoothing? Because in the past it was a little bit difficult to get this kind of surface all the time, but now with the new vapor smoothing machines that we have, we can get exactly the same surface every time.
Absolutely, and I mean the parameters in the printing process is of course key to get a good result. But as we have adapted, learned more, and we have invested in the latest state of technology, we have a perfect print result, and that gives also the benefit when pushing it into post-processing like vapor smoothing, because if we have a good print result, the repeatability of the end result will be much higher.
Yeah.
And we are at more or less 100% in terms of repeatability in the post-processing.
Yeah. And in this case, the customer didn't want colors, but of course, if a customer wants color, we can color it in like pretty much every color that is available. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking at the combination and this as a use case, this is the perfect way of utilizing the capabilities within Prototal Group. And as we know, we have multiple sites across Europe, and we are still increasing the footprint in our presence in different markets, adapting all the new technologies that is available in the market and requested by our customers. And the benefits of, as in this use case, using both injection molding and AM with all the benefits, where Prototal gives you the best technology for your purpose.